Hiya, welcome back to The Gift of the Gab. I'm your host, Precious, and today I am with...
Chudsz.
Chudsz. So Chudsz works in cybersecurity and I met him at an anime convention event. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Chudsz. Who are you? What do you do?
So who am I? Well, I watch anime. That's how I'm at Anime Con. And what else do I do? I've been recently trying to get into MMA. I recently signed up for an MMA charity event where they train you for 8 weeks and then you have to fight someone.
Wait, so explain what is MMA?
Mixed martial arts.
So it's like karate.
Yeah, so just mix of all martial arts, karate,
right,
sambo, whatever.
Right.
And you know UFC? Like Conor McGregor. Yeah, that's MMA.
Why did you do that? Why are you doing that?
Oh, because I don't know. I always liked the idea of being able to fight. Like my favorite. So
you like violence?
I don't like violence. My favorite film franchise is John Wick.
Right, yeah.
And I like the idea that I can be a peaceful 50-year-old, but if you kill my dog, I could kill everyone. You know?
Wow.
And I want to attain the skills to be someone like that.
It's given masculinity. It's given ego. It's given I need to be able to fight.
No, it's just, and it's also knowing that you can protect yourself. It brings you like a nice inner peace.
Yeah, but we also have like authorities for that reason.
Yeah, but
why now you got to go fight people?
I don't have to go, but I'm cool. But if you want smoke, I can give it to you. That's it.
So you've been going to the training?
No, I haven't started.
Oh, you haven't started.
I think it starts like next week.
So are you doing like going gym and getting?
Yeah.
Are you bulking
I went to like a free session at like a local MMA fighting gym, and that was pretty cool. But my problem is I'm very like inconsistent with things. Where I have this bad habit of when I need things to line up, and if something goes misaligned, I just stop everything.
Ooh, that's not good.
It's like I don't know if you heard of 75 hard.
Yeah.
So for 75 hard, right, I can do like 4 of the 6 things you have to do. But the minute I fail a day of doing the 5th one, I don't ever go back to day 1. I just stop doing it.
No,
so like I'll be able to do 2 workouts a day, one inside, one outside.
Yeah.
I'll be able to drink the 2 liters of water. But then, because I'm terrible at like managing a diet, because I mess up the diet, everything else just falls apart.
Nah. You shouldn't do that.
So yeah. I know I shouldn't do it. It's just it's how I'm built. But yeah, and that's and then like you said before, I work in cybersecurity, and I've been trying to recently leave like my job thing last because.
What do you mean? What do you mean job thing?
So like when people ask me like, oh, what do you do?
Oh yeah.
The first thing I don't want the first thing to do I say be my job.
Right, so you don't want your identity
to be associated
the job. Yeah.
So that's why like I'll try and say my hobbies first.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, oh yeah, and I do this as well.
Yeah.
Because I saw like a clip that I talked about and it really like inspired me about how like in the Western world, when people ask you what you do, everything's associated with your job.
Yeah, that's very true.
If I ask you what you do, like I work in media, but not like what do you do, like what hobbies you do and stuff like that.
That's so true.
But everybody always answers like, oh, I do this, like I work in this.
I think I
work for this company.
You know, when you hear it so many times, you just think that's what you need to say.
Yeah, but I'm now trying to make a conscious effort to like move away from that. Like when people ask me what do I do, I'll be like, oh, I'm into anime. I read webtoons. I'm trying to start a YouTube channel, things like that.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, oh, and also the things that makes me money is this.
And I feel like when you start off with what you do, that just opens up a can of worms and a conversation rather than, oh, I work, like, if you told me you work in cybersecurity on a normal day, I'll be like, well, what can I add to this? Because I don't work in that world.
Yeah. Well, I don't know because for the reason I even got into cybersecurity, right, is I just like doing things that I think are cool, right? And
cybersecurity is cool.
So
I don't think it's cool.
Oh, swear. Okay, that's not a problem.
Okay.
But it's like it's just because I like the idea. When I say my job, people are like, oh, that sounds interesting.
Yeah.
And that's all the reaction I need in my life, honestly.
Oh, okay. You get validation from that.
Yeah. That's all the reaction I need. I'm like, it's just like, yeah, like the fact that I can say my job and people like do an eyebrow raise or something. I'm just like, yeah, like.
Okay, but why? What does that give? What kind of feeling does that give you? Why do you like that?
Because I don't really care for a lot. I don't really care for a lot.
Yeah.
So it's just like when I was a kid, I never knew what I really wanted to do. So I was like, you know what sounds kind of cool? Hacking. Like, being able to hack stuff.
You people that be hacking the
that just sounds kind of cool, right? So
No, it doesn't.
Alright, but to me it does. And
That's when I get my viruses on my laptop because of you people.
No, that's just because of you and poor maintenance probably.
Wow, yeah.
I got nothing to do with that. But yeah, and it's just the idea of like, because I think I'm cool, but it makes me feel cooler if other people think I'm cool. Like I have a base level of cool, and I like get people adding on to that for me.
Yeah.
That's that little bit, because I don't need it. Like you said, oh, I'm so that cool to me. I'm like, that's fine. It's cool to me, innit? But if you thought it was cool, just a nice little ego boost, you know?
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I don't think I'm the same as you. I feel like if I tell people I work for so-and-so, like I work for Channel 4, I wouldn't, if you find it cool, that's fine. But for me, like, I'm already there. So the coolness aspect is already, like, gone for me because I've already achieved what I wanted to achieve.
Why
so I have my own validation for me and Christ. And also because I'm trying to, my identity isn't rooted in the world per se. People in Christ will know what I'm trying to say. So for me, if you don't like it, I'm not going to cry. And if you do like it, I'm not going to cry. I'm just going to be like, okay, thank you. I'll take the compliment, but I won't it won't some people like really clutch onto people's opinions. I'm not that type of person.
I wouldn't say I clutch onto your opinion because it's more, if it's a positive opinion, I'll appreciate it. If it's a negative opinion, I'll move on with my day. Unless
it's like constructive, then I'll be like, okay, I can make myself better. But it just depends on where the intention of the compliment comes from.
I don't know. I don't try and figure out people's intentions with stuff they say.
Oh, no. There's no time. Because I feel like you just drive yourself mad.
I just...
Like, if I think about every little thing someone says to me, I'll just be like, nah, I ain't got time for it.
I don't think about a lot, personally.
Really?
Yeah, no.
So someone says, oh, like, I liked your shoes or something.
I'll be like, thank you.
You won't really think about whether they meant it or not.
No, not at all. I take a lot of people at face value for what they say.
Really? How have you got to that point in life?
Oh, that's so. I don't know. Probably back to like my childhood where because I'm the youngest, right? I'm the youngest in my family, and I come from a family of quite high achievers.
So the expectation.
Yeah, expectation or whatever. But it's just, I don't know, because I always felt like, sometimes I felt like a bit of an imposter. I have got imposter syndrome around my family sometimes because of the high achieving, and I just felt like I didn't live up to it. But then it was just...
But that's not your fault, right?
Oh, no. Okay. Yeah, I'm over it. Don't worry. And then, so because of that, because I understood that a lot of people in my family are of higher intelligence than I believed I was, I just assumed that like my opinion doesn't really matter here. So and they're on like such a next level plane that they can't relate to my own opinion.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
So it's just like, and it's also, why would people lie to me? This is like my first interaction with you. Why would I think you don't mean what you say?
Because at the same time, like, there's just psychos out there.
Yeah, there are, but
there's people that they like to lie, like they're past.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I have a friend.
Pathological liars.
I have a friend who's a compulsive liar.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Yeah, but I don't care. Like, it's just like.
Second of all, why are you still friends with that person?
Oh, because it's funny. Like, it's funny. Like,
okay.
It's like,
do they know that they? So does he know he just be lying?
Yeah. Because
it's given Risa Tisa, who did I marry? Who's my friend?
Who's
like
Risa Tisa?
Oh, Risa Tisa. Okay, so she basically was with a guy called Legion.
Okay.
This was a TikTok saga. Like, she made 50 parts.
I don't use TikTok. Okay.
Oh, okay. It's crazy. Yeah. So she had like 50 parts to the story of this man that she married. He was basically from start to finish just lying about everything to her. And she had like instincts as a woman, like something that I don't know. Woman's intuition was really kicking her. She just wasn't listening to it until the point where she was like, I have to cut you off. So she made like 50 parts, went viral on TikTok. Now she's like managed and signed and she's living her best life. But it was like a whole saga. Like, people are like, there's actually pathological liars out there. People that just lie for no reason. And it's like, why are you lying? Like, what do you get from that?
But the thing is, he lies for no reason, but I also know like why he lies for no reason. Like, there's a backstory to why he is the way he is.
And what would that be?
Well, I don't know if I should put his life, but it's
No, what would you do? Like, you might not, like, obviously we're not assuming, we're not talking for him, but like, why is that the sentiment? Why would people lie?
Oh, so, well, okay, in like his context, it's just that he had very strict parents. So it was just, and I always say this, I feel like lying is a human defense mechanism. Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, so as a kid, no one ever taught me to lie, but I like, I had warning signs.
No. Let's not say no one taught you to lie, because you go to school. Your friends lie. Your environment that you're in lies.
But so I know, but I was
pick up traits
but I was lying
from your
before
environment.
I went to school. Like, as a 2-year-old will pick something up, your parent will look at you and say, "Why you picked that up?" And then you drop it and say, "I didn't." That's a lie. But
so then, are you saying it's an innate?
Yeah, I'm saying lying is an innate defense mechanism to humans, right? Like a child who's never interacted with anyone in the world will lie to you if they're scared of what the repercussion will be, what they do, right?
Yeah.
So I don't blame people for like being a liar like that. And his parents were very strict, so from a very young age, his defense mechanism made him lie a lot. So now it's just become a habit where the first instinct is to lie. Like, that's just it. The first instinct
because he was lying, as in, like, it's like somebody was putting a gun to his head and he just had to lie.
It's
and
compulsive.
Like, just tell the truth. Just tell. No, when you go on TikTok, please go on this. But also, we're not talking. This is just psychology. Like, disclaimer, please. We don't know why Lejon was lying in TikTok. We don't know. We don't know Lejon. We don't know his family situation. But this is just the reason why maybe some people would lie.
Some people could lie. My own hypothesis. Right?
Yeah, this is his own hypothesis. Please, Lejon, don't come for us. We're small. So I think talking about like people's opinions and stuff. This is a new segment that I'm introducing to my show called Change My View.
Okay, nice.
So I found like a misconception online, Reddit to be exact.
Nice.
So I'm going to read it to you, and you have 60 seconds when I start it on the clock. To change my view.
Okay.
And I'm going to come to you and think we're going to discuss it and stuff like that.
Yeah, we can go into it. I'm here.
So the view today is, if you are in cybersecurity, then you or someone you know must be a hacker, and someone will ask you to hack Facebook or Instagram or whatever social media out there.
Okay, yeah.
So you have to change my view. Is that something you agree, disagree?
Oh, yeah, 100%. That's a misconception people have. Like, when they hear cybersecurity, they instantly think hacking.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Like that.
I really did.
No, it's not like that. Like, hacking is a very small part of it.
Yeah.
And hacking in itself isn't as grandiose as you think it is. Like, it's not.
It's not what we've seen on the TV.
It's not like a computer, like doing loads of code. A lot of them use like softwares and things like that, where it's not as like. But
you've heard of stories of people hacking into like FBI stuff, and like, so obviously it must have been.
Other people are very high level. Like, they're very skilled at what they do.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of hacking to do with social engineering. So social engineering is that the way you behave allows me to have access to something. Like, you ever heard of the thing about like? So there was one thing where in Silicon Valley, in a car park, like around outside tech businesses, Google, Microsoft, people would just drop USBs.
Why?
Because like a hacker would just drop a USB, right?
Yeah.
And on the USB is, say, a virus, right? Or like malware, which is malicious software.
Yeah.
Or like ransomware. So things like that. And because it's a tech place, there are USBs all around anyways. So people who work there, they go into the car park, there's a USB by their car. They're like, oh, this must be my USB that I dropped. Pick it up, go into work.
And then
plug it into a computer and systems down.
But no, okay. But you, as the person that works for these companies, you should use your brain a little bit and be like, does this make sense? No, but random USB just near my car. Why would I even want?
This is like early days, so security wasn't as often. But another thing, like, say a Ring doorbell, right? Like, so people would come. So this is a social engineering thing. So there'll be say people would come like, oh, I'm just they'd knock on the door.
Yeah.
The Ring bell would answer, and they'd be like, oh, what is it? They're like, oh, I'm here to like sell something, have a conversation.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm not home right now. And then there'll be another person that's with that person.
Why would you say that?
There'll be another person that's with that person,
rule.
and I'll just go and break in on the back.
Yeah, because you're not home, and you've actively said you're not.
Social engineering stuff like that.
If I know I'm not home and I'm expecting a parcel, I don't even feel like I would answer the door. I'll just be like, I'll put on something like put to my neighbor or something. Yeah,
but anyway, I went on a tangent. Let me get back to this misconception. Cybersecurity is a lot more than hacking, because there's things like vulnerability management. So like, if there's a vulnerability, so one thing I work on is I scan a system for any vulnerabilities. And then if there are vulnerabilities, I have to figure out who to talk to and how to manage this vulnerability in case it can't be fixed. And if it can be fixed, how to go about fixing it. And that's got literally nothing to do with hacking.
So why do you think people think it's about hacking? Because obviously that's a misconception that's on the internet.
Oh, because media. Because
obviously, like, you've watched the whole how Facebook was made and stuff like that.
Yeah, like social engineer, the social network, Mr. Robot, things like that. Like hacking, like the coolest thing to people about computers is hacking.
Why is that though?
Because
like, why do we like the thought of like breaking and entering, like that whole secrecy of like, oh, I'm doing something bad?
I honestly, I don't know.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't know.
Me neither.
I can't go into a mass human psychology that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's just, but when you watch it, it's interesting.
It's interesting. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie.
And it's dramatized. So
100%.
Because most jobs aren't that interesting.
100%.
Like I know, like you've spoken to interesting people who have interesting jobs, but a lot of jobs aren't. It's
mundane. Yeah.
Like they go into office, they sit at a computer,
yeah,
they send emails.
Yeah.
Like it's not that interesting.
I agree.
That's a lot. Like a lot of what I do. I go into office, I sit at a chair, I send emails.
Oh.
I look at spreadsheets.
Oh, I couldn't do that.
I talk about working cybersecurity.
Yeah.
Like, oh, so what are you hacking?
Yeah, that's what I would have thought.
Because if they made shows about the stuff I'm doing, no one would care.
Yeah, true.
Because they're in the business of making money, so they have to make it interesting. And hacking is one of the most interesting parts of cybersecurity.
That is very true. Okay. So our 60 seconds is now up. Well, we probably even went over 60. Yeah, we went past 60 seconds.
Yeah.
But I definitely feel like you have definitely changed my view on cybersecurity and the hacking aspect, especially. So well done. I feel like you did well. Like you definitely knew your stuff and you held me accountable. So moving on. So I'm gonna now ask you a few questions.
Okay.
So how did you said that you didn't know what you wanted to do when you were younger. Yeah. So you just fell into cybersecurity, or how did you actually end up in this profession? Is it competitive?
I used to be a video game addict when I was a kid.
You used to be video game
addict. Like I got
like Halo type.
So we had a PS2, and it was like PES 03, PES 5, Jack and Daxter, or Jack and Daxter, I can't remember. But it's it's just things like that, right? Yeah. And so I used to be on it a lot. And then I also used to play RPG games. So like, not World of Warcraft, it was like Wizard 101. I used to play a lot, games like that. And I used to just come home and just play games, right? And so I got banned from touching any games in my house for a year. Yeah, because it's too much. Yeah, but I still would try and sneak through it and stuff. And like, even when I got caught and I was a kid, I would just like start crying because it was taken away from me. But what was like appealing about the games that you just... It's just fun. It's just, as a kid, I didn't know dopamine control. Like, this is everything. This is just fun. And like the idea of like getting lost in a world, like the reason like John Wick's my favorite franchise, and the things I love about anime as well, and like games and things, is that they have their own like history to it. Yeah, it's a world that like it's a world that exists. Yeah, but it all came from someone's imagination. Yeah, that amazes me, and I really like that, and I like getting lost in worlds. I just like it. I don't know why I want like. I've never had a big issue of trying to escape this one, but I just really like getting lost in worlds in general. Yeah. So I was a game addict. And then my dad once said he was like, oh, you know, these games will take you nowhere in life, right? And I was like, no, I could make them. Literally, yeah. Yeah, I could make games. So then after that, I looked into how I could go about making games. Like, yeah. Because I'm Nigerian, I looked at it from a very like education point of view. Yeah. Like, how can I go through education to this point? So I heard about computer science as a degree. Yeah, definitely. So as I was like going through secondary school, I was working towards going to university for computer science. And then the closer I got to it, I was like, I still want to do computer science, but I don't think I really want to make games anymore. Right, yeah, that's so natural. Then I was like, what's the other cool things I could do with a computer science degree? So I was just looking about kind of jobs you can get, like software engineer and all that. It's a very in-demand role, and it's a very in-demand profession. But I was like, hacking is cool. It's cool. So let me see if I can get into something similar to that. Yeah. And so I looked into how I can get to cybersecurity. And then that's just how I got into it. Oh. And the thing is, I don't think I'm a hard worker at all, really. I don't think anyone should be working hard. Just work smart. Yeah. I don't even think I work smart. Oh. I recently started thinking this thing. There's like two ways to go far in life. Like you actually have to work smart and hard. Yeah, 100%. Or you have to be able to, you just have to know people, because nepotism. Yeah, that's going to take you far. Nepotism just get that one friend. Nepotism will take you very far. Like if you're, and I used to be very socially awkward, and so I used to do a lot of research into how to socialize. Oh. Yeah. And so I used to watch like rom-coms as well on how to socialize. And you'd actually study, read blogs, read studies. I don't feel like that's I understand that you can learn, but I don't think that's ever going to really help. No, I think you have to just go through yourself. You have to, but that's a part of it. That's like, it's building up to that point. Yeah. Because like the first thing that really triggered it was I watched one YouTube video and they were like, just try this, talk to a stranger every day for a month.
Yeah.
So it's just stuff like that. And so I always did that. And now I like to think I'm quite social. I'd say I'm very social.
Yeah, you
now.
are. You're really good.
Yeah. And so that like ability to network is what's really got me to like this role. Because how I even got it was I met one of my closest friends I met at uni.
Yeah.
He told me about a thing called 10,000 Black Interns.
Oh, I've heard of that. Yeah, I've heard of that.
I then applied to that because I knew him.
Yeah.
I applied to that and then I got an interview for the company I currently work at. And from that, it wasn't even a role for anything to do with computers because it's a financial services company in insurance.
Yeah.
So I wasn't doing anything to do with computers. But it was a grad scheme that lets me rotate through business teams.
Yeah.
And there are set teams that they push you towards, but you can also veer out if you want. So then I was in the company. I was just reaching out to people saying what other like places that I could work in.
Yeah.
So, like, is there a cybersecurity team? Like who can I contact from the cybersecurity team?
Exactly.
How can I build up a rapport with them? And that all came because years ago I studied how to socialize and how to reach out to things.
Oh.
So yeah.
It's like a full circle moment.
Yeah, and I don't feel like I work hard enough to be where I am. But I'm
if
here
it's
anyways.
work, yeah, like
I'm here anyways.
you play the game and
I'm
the
here
game,
anyways,
the
and I'm
game,
happy.
you know.
Yeah. So it's good. Like I have a mentor now, and I met him at a pub.
Really?
Yeah.
I really want a mentor.
Yeah.
I really, really, really want a mentor.
Yeah, because I remember I was speaking to my brother, and he was saying about his mentor. I was like, how did you even get that? He's like, oh, I don't remember. Like we just worked together. And he just took me under his wing, and it's just like, yeah, it's just like putting yourself out there, and things will just happen.
Yeah, I've definitely I'm in a weird rocky situation and I've been putting myself out there more than usual. And first of all, like it's building up my confidence because I would never have done that like a couple of years ago. But also like the people that you meet and you're like, wow, people know things.
Yeah.
It's just literally just asking and not being afraid. Like I used to be a bit like, oh, if I ask this question, is that awkward? Is that rude? But the more I've asked it, the more people are like, yeah, that's a good question to ask. Like I'm happy to help.
Yeah.
And I used to think people weren't happy to help, but since asking and stuff, it's like, wow, so really closed mouths don't get fed.
Yeah. Oh, crazy.
Like that literally, that saying is so true. And I really encourage people, like, as you say, like people that are struggling or want to pivot careers or whatever, ask. Even if they say no, just ask the next person.
Yeah, honestly.
It's like, just brush it off and go.
Yeah. Because the thing with like confidence, I feel like I had a big issue with internal confidence for a while because even though I become social, like at uni, people would say I was bait or whatever. Like I just knew a lot of people. I always felt like I wasn't that confident. I always felt like the life I was living was kind of a facade. Like I felt like, because I feel like I have a bit of depersonalization.
What does that mean?
So depersonalization is that you feel like you're not really living your life. So it's like you're going through life and in your own body.
You're like passive.
In your own body, you're a spectator. So, because I have this thing where for years, I've always seen my life as like a TV show.
Oh my god.
So it's like, I'm like literally, I remember those.
Like the Truman Show? Is it like that vibe?
No, it's like that, but I'm the person watching it as well.
Oh.
So a comment I have of when I realized it was like this is I was parking my car and I forgot something on the other side. So I was walking around it. And as I was doing it, I was in a moment where in my head, I saw myself. Ever seen Black Mirror?
Yeah.
You know the Black Museum episode where like the mum's in the teddy bear?
Yeah.
So it was like me. I saw myself sitting in that teddy bear, watching myself walk around my own car, but I was also the person walking around the car.
Wow.
So that's how my
that is very like kind of
that's how my
very
mind,
hard.
That's how my mind kind of works in it. So sometimes I'm literally living my life, and as I'm living my life in my head, I'm sitting down watching myself do it.
Wow.
So it's like that.
That's trippy.
Yeah. I think it's pretty cool, but
but I think that's like, so how do you know? Does it cloud when you're in reality and when you're like? Do you know when you're here?
Yeah, no, but I've never thought I wasn't in reality. It's just I understand that. It's just I feel like it gives me a ability to see things from a very objective view.
Right. Yeah.
It's like I'm in it, but I'm not really in it.
Yeah.
So let's see all the sides here. Like what's being laid out in front of me.
Right.
And because recently, I think in the past probably like latter 5-10 years, I haven't been very like emotionally intelligent because of that. Because I feel so far removed from situations sometimes.
That's not if you don't understand the situation or you've never been in. That's not your reality.
Yeah.
What emotional?
But it's like, even though in the situation, I'll be that person sitting down watching it. Like, it's not really me, but I know like I'm doing it.
But is it like a barrier you're putting between that situation and yourself?
No, I think maybe it started off as that.
Yeah.
But now it's just a subconscious thing that happens.
So now, because you've done it so many times, it's now internalized and you don't know how. Do you know how to switch? Can you switch it off and on?
I'm trying to combat it, but it just happens sometimes. Like,
is it something that you would say you need therapy?
Oh, 100%.
Because this sounds like...
And the thing is, I'm very self-aware. I like to think I'm very self-aware. So the main reason I want to go to therapy is because I want to see if they can break down my character the same way.
No, because first of all, can you stop trying to rig the system and just go for the right reason?
No.
Go there and get their help. Stop trying to play these mind games with people.
No, I'm happy to get your help.
Why can't you just go there and be like, you know what, I need help? Not, do you know that I know that you know? What kind of mind game is this?
I know I need help.
So let them help you.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. But it's just, I'd also like to think if my own personal character analysis that I've done of myself is accurate. So by that I say I'm like this.
Yeah.
I say I'm like this, and I'm like this because of this. This is things I figured out by doing my own meditation and contemplative of my life.
Yeah.
And I want to see if you will get to that same like end point.
And what if they don't?
And I'll be curious as to why they don't.
So now you want to do the therapy on them?
I'm not trying to do therapy on them.
It's like you're going to psychoanalyze like.
Oh yeah, I do that a lot.
Yeah.
I'm very interested in the depth of a character.
Yeah, I can tell. Yeah.
Like I'm. Are
you psychoanalyzing me right now?
Always. Always.
I'm actually just here to do. Okay, so what have you? I'm curious to see what you.
People like asking this question, but I don't like being put on the spot with it.
So then you can't do it. You can't do it. Case closed.
Yeah. It's just as people talk to me, I'm just thinking like, what could be the reason as to why you think like this? And I'll ask you like, why?
Okay, so what's one thing that I've said now that you could be like, what's the reason that I think like this?
Your relationship with Christ.
Yeah.
So where did that come from? Did you always have a strong relationship with Christ?
Please. No.
Okay, and what made that change?
Depression.
Okay, and how was your depression? Like, what occurred? Was it something in your childhood? Was it that you were alone?
This family situation.
It was a family situation. Yeah. Okay, and because I don't know a person, they have a strong relationship with Christ as well due to another family situation, and the reason that they got to that is that they were like, why would God do me like this? Like,
oh my days, I did think that. Yeah, I did have those thoughts.
Yeah, it's like, why? Like, God is all loving, so why is he treating
It's true.
me like this?
No, but I feel like that's a common question to be, because
exactly.
You can't help, we're human. And God
exactly. And it's just, and me knowing that about people lets me analyze them in that way. It's like, this strong relationship with Christ wasn't
always there.
Yeah, and it's most likely come because of a hardship.
Yeah,
and that's the thing. And I also.
Which I don't think is negative.
It's not,
because God.
It's not
gives you trials to get closer.
Thank you for saying that, because I feel like words have bad reps.
Yeah.
Like one word I feel like has a really bad rep is insecurity.
Yeah, of course. But well, I mean, the word itself isn't a nice word.
But it's not. But insecurity is the same as motivation. It's like the reason I want to be a certain way is because I'm insecure about something. So
okay, when you say that actually does make sense.
For example, So I was at like a meeting with some people I work with, and they were like, what would you say is one of your greatest strengths? And what would you say is one of your greatest weaknesses, right? And this person said, I feel like I'm really bad at this. Another person said, I feel like you're really good at that. And then I said, do you think they're really good? Like, they're really good at that because they think to them, they're insecure about it, so they personally want to work on it. So being insecure is a motivation for you to try and be better. Right?
Yeah, definitely.
But because there's been a lot of negative,
but do you think
marketing for insecurity? Yeah, that, like this male insecurity is like, he can't handle this, he can't handle that. It's just.
I think it's just become another buzzword.
Yeah, another one is trauma.
Yes,
because
trauma is another buzzword.
Trauma is just lived experience, and trauma has a very negative rap. But my lived experience is the reason I am the way I am, and I mean,
trauma is a bad thing. Let's not now say that trauma isn't good.
Yeah,
there's good trauma and there's bad trauma.
Yeah, but that's the point.
Mainly the society we live in focus on the bad.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the bad things end up. What's what I'm trying to say? Like the bad guys of the world end up doing better than
further
the good guys.
Yeah.
So it's the same with all these buzzwords that are negative.
Yeah.
If I hear insecurity, I'm more likely to wanna know more than someone that's like doing like, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know if that made sense.
I get it. But it's just I don't like how people only, a lot of words and a lot of things people see, only see it from one perspective.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And I got that from my depersonalization of trying to see things very objectively because I'm just watching a show of myself.
And I do think the only reason why some people can only think in one way or they're hard to change views is just environment.
Yeah.
Where you live, what you see every day.
Yeah.
Like, as you said, it is your lived experience. So if I'm only seeing something that's negative, chances are I'm only going to think that way, you know?
Yeah, perception is reality.
So it is hard, especially like the older you get, it's hard to take yourself out.
Yeah.
Or it's hard to change. Whereas when you're young, that's when it's time to be as more malleable as you can be.
Yeah.
I feel like we got really heavy there.
Yeah. No,
Lisa.
that's most of my conversations with strangers go like this.
But I'm very happy. I like these type of topics.
Most of them are.
Yeah, I feel like I can't be having surface level conversations at our age.
Yeah, I don't know why people say that. I love a surface level conversation.
I do love a surface.
How is the weather?
Yeah, but we can see the weather. It's not good.
Yeah, but
what else do we need to say?
But because surface level
how do you deconstruct the weather? It is raining.
Yeah, but why is it raining? It's like it's things like that.
Go and ask the weatherman.
No, it's
go and
like
ask
that.
the BBC because I can't tell you.
Yeah, you can't. But are you not curious as to why? Like,
no, I'm not. I want to be out of the rain. I'm more focused on not being in the rain than
as to what weather was coming over the Atlantic or Pacific Ocean that's caused it to rain here. Like is that
how deep you think about it?
That's yeah, but this is.
I don't even get that far into the thought. I'm thinking about how am I going to get dry.
It's a surface level conversation. Like that's it. A surface level conversation about the weather can in itself become something deep. But I feel like you always need surface level conversations because even though I'm quite weird, you want to know if everyone's a little normal, right? Like if you can't talk,
we're all weird.
Yeah, everyone's weird, but you want to know everyone must have a little bit of common ground. So why can't you talk about the weather? Like the weather's something
but no one
has.
deconstructs it to that level.
Yeah, because
you say the weather's rubbish and you move on about your day.
Yeah. But it's true. But it's like someone would say the weather to me, and I'm like, oh yeah, because in America the weather was like this, and it probably changed over the ocean.
And I never would have thought of that in my life.
Yeah, but that's how the world works. Like, and it's just and I love a surface level conversation because a surface level conversation in itself can become something of a deeper meaning.
Yeah, that's very true.
So I'm happy to have a surface level conversation.
I think maybe I should give them a chance. I shouldn't just bin them off. I like the surface level conversation that we just had about the weather. I actually didn't even know that America could affect. I learned something new today.
Yeah. I'm not sure if it's America, but it's somewhere.
It's the sea.
Yeah, it's somewhere where over like as the world's spinning and the clouds are moving. Yeah, different weather phenomenon happen which interact with it to cause clear skies, rain, things like that.
Okay, that actually makes sense. Yeah. That makes sense.
It's like the water cycle from school.
You're right. Moving out of that, what is the most weirdest thing that has happened to you at your job that you can disclose?
At my job?
Yeah, like what's the weirdest thing that's happened at cybersecurity?
My job, I feel like my job is quite mundane, honestly, in terms of it's just because.
Oh, like what's gone wrong that's been like detrimental, or what's something that's
another misconception about I feel like cybersecurity. If things go wrong, it's actually not that deep sometimes.
Oh,
like honestly, sometimes it's not that deep if things do go wrong. Sometimes it is, depending on the scale of it. Because like just before I started working with cybersecurity, like the servers in our company went down.
Yeah, so I always hear that.
That's a massive issue.
Yeah,
because then no one can use, like half the company can't access work. So it's virtually the company's come to a standstill. Yeah, and like it's with like you ever see where Twitter, Facebook, or any of those go down?
Yeah.
Like, they go down for an hour and they've lost like £1 billion.
Is that? Oh, yeah. It's not a joke.
No, it's not a joke.
You lose £1 billion, but where's the?
Because ad revenue.
Oh my days!
It's most because a lot of Facebook gets its money
from ads,
ad revenue, right?
Yeah.
So if it's down for an hour, the amount of like you can't charge for the ads that aren't being shown, and Facebook has ads all the time. Social media, there are ads all the time, and so like Facebook has like a 1.5 billion users, right?
Yeah.
And so imagine each ad they see, Facebook makes £1.
Oh my gosh!
That's down,
and that's 1.5 billion people.
That's 1.5 billion. That's 1.5 billion pounds.
Yeah,
and we've been down for an hour.
Yeah, you're not getting that back.
Exactly.
Mark Zuckerberg must be.
That's the kind of scale of it, right?
Yeah.
But no, when I've been working, work's been quite like peaceful for me, honestly, ever since I've been working.
So you don't have any, like, nothing's gone down.
What, while I've been working?
Maybe not even while you were working, but stories you've heard from other people that, like.
No, honestly, I'm sorry. I feel like, yeah, it's because one thing I did learn when I got to cybersecurity, it's not as cool as I thought. Like, doing it itself is not that cool. Like, it's not as cool as I thought.
Yeah.
It's not as engaging as I thought.
Yeah, and I'm different from you in that sense where I need something to stimulate me.
Oh, yeah.
I can't sit down and just be typing away and looking at spreadsheets. I'll just get bored.
Yeah, no, because I'm very happy thinking of absolutely nothing in my head.
Like, but does it make up for the income you get? Is that another reason why you think people go there? Is it like, okay, the money you get is enough to sustain that you're not doing anything?
Yeah.
Because for me, money isn't my end or be all. I have to actually enjoy what I'm doing.
Oh no, the thing is with me, I can enjoy anything. I could literally have any job in the world, and I'm sure I'd find a way to enjoy it. Like, that's just how I am. And money's not a big thing for me. I'd like to have it just because. Yeah, of course. Like, I have a list of things I want to do. The freedom and stuff. I have a list. I call it my cool list of things I just find cool. And I'm like, I just need money to do this. Yeah. Like, I wanna have the saxophone. I wanna learn to be a blacksmith. Like, it's just. This costs money. Is blacksmith even a thing these days? Like, I thought people make rings and stuff like that. They're blacksmiths. Oh, right. Or jewelers and things like that. Yeah, like I thought it was more like modern now. Yeah. Like jewelers are like a subsidiary of blacksmiths. Yeah. Like, it's just that we don't call them blacksmiths anymore. Blacksmiths. But like I would like the idea, like I think it'd be cool if I was in my house and on my wall is a sword that I made. Ah, that's lit. That is lit. Like, it's just things that I find cool. So it's just like this MMA thing. It's just because I think fighting's cool. So I want to learn how to fight, and I found something where I can do it for free. But can you actually fight regardless of MMA? Can I fight? Yeah, I could. You can hold it down. Yeah. Someone comes 10 toes to you. Yeah, I can. You can hold yourself. Yeah. I used to have anger issues, so I used to get into loads of fights in school. But it's just now I've calmed down a lot. But MMA, you know that I think the principle is you're not meant to fight out of just random, like, it's self-defense. No, right? That's the point. Right. That's the point. It's not. I'm not learning to fight so I can beat people up on the street. Yeah. Because I think that's what a lot of people. That's maybe another misconception of like all these type of arts. Like, you use it so you can hurt people, but I think it's actually to defend yourself. You only should use it to defend. Like it's the quote where it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. Yeah. So it's just, I mean, I don't know that quote, but yeah. It's just that's just a quote where it's like, it's cool to be able to fight, but it's nice not to be able to need it. I'd rather know how to fight and not need it than not know how to fight, and then in a situation where I do need it. It's very true. Do you think some of like the reason why you also want it? This is just me asking. Go. Do you think because you say we both watch anime? Do you think a lot of the way they fight has influenced you wanting to know to fight like that version? 100%. No, it's definitely media that's made me want to learn how to fight, like anime and things like that. Like I said, my favorite film franchise is John Wick. I like fighting, but it's also, I don't know, it's just because like I live in Croydon and nothing crazy ever happened to me, right? Yeah, but Croydon is scary. Crazy, and like you said, there's cycles all over everywhere. So just having the ability that no matter what room I go into, I know I'll be able to walk myself out. Yeah, it's true. That's it. It's just, and because sometimes I just do things for the plot. Like just to see what happens. Sometimes it's a thing for the plot. And because I'm a man, I'll normally get out of it okay. Like for women, it might be a bit more dangerous. But as a man, I'm like, most of the time I can get out of it. You see why we don't like you? Because you lot can just go into situations and come out unscathed. Sometimes. Yeah. Us, we literally, I'm looking left and right. I'm literally so scared to walk down. Yeah. And it's like, oh, it's annoying. Yeah, but it's just, it shouldn't be like that. I'm getting more of that awareness that I might have to now start looking left and right because the world's psycho. Especially on my way to work, people just be getting stabbed. So it's just like, what is in the air over there? Why is Croydon so messed up on another level? I don't know, but it's so scary. I will never enter that trench that you'd call home. I will never ever enter Croydon in my life. Like, I don't think I need any business there. First of all, it's too far. You got trams. Yeah. Why are you the only place in London that has trams? I just want to understand that. I think it's because we can't have tubes. What do you mean you can't have tubes? Well, okay, so I think I watched a documentary on YouTube about Croydon, I think in like maybe the 1800s or maybe earlier, the mayor of Croydon wanted it to be like Canary Wharf, like a business sector. So they redid all of it, like took out all the foundations, rebuilt stuff and things like that, which is why you see like skyscrapers in Croydon and like old skyscrapers that are still there. Some got knocked down, but because of what they did to the foundations, they can't build tubes under there. If they built stuff under there, Croydon would collapse.
Oh crap!
Like if they tried to build underground tunnels in Croydon, like it would like things would start sinking because the foundations are quite poor.
Oh crap!
So I think that's why they have trams.
So all that Croydon slander, and there's actually a definite reason. I take back my Croydon slander.
That's why you have to get.
Yeah, I take it back. I take it back.
Yeah. But the thing is with me and deconstructing things is sometimes I just deconstruct things to deconstruct things because a lot of the time it doesn't really matter. Like who because in the grand scheme of things, who really cares why Croydon doesn't have tubes? It just doesn't have tubes.
It's true, it just doesn't.
Like that's the thing.
And people still get there.
Yeah, people still get there fine. Like it doesn't have a tube, it doesn't have a tube.
Wait, so how would I get to? Can I get to Croydon by like overground or train? Okay.
National Rail.
Oh, okay.
Like it's 15 minutes from Croydon to London Bridge.
Oh, okay. So I can still get there. It's just no tube.
Just no tube.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's it.
Oh, okay.
But it's like, who really cares? There's no tube, I'm not going. That's how people think.
Yeah.
And me explaining why there's no tube won't make you come.
But people also say it's kind of far.
Oh, I don't know. Driving is like whenever I drive places, I feel like everywhere I drive to outside of Croydon is an hour away from Croydon. And
I don't understand that logic because you're in London. So why is everything out so far from you?
It's just I don't know.
I don't understand the geography of that.
I live in like the southern part of Croydon. To get to like the northern part of Croydon, like Thornton Heath or like Norwood or Norbury, probably takes like 20 minutes by car.
That shouldn't be because you're still in Croydon.
I think Croydon is the biggest borough in London.
That is crazy.
Yeah, Croydon's huge.
That is, you learn every day. So guys, no more slander on Croydon, okay? It's not their fault. It's honestly the mayor from back in the day. Find his family.
Crazy. Leave his family alone, please. Please.
So what would you say, bring it back from Croydon, what would you say is like the best or rewarding thing about your job? Like,
okay, I love being a subject matter expert. Do you know what that is?
I don't have.
So it's when it's like having expert knowledge on a niche subject. Like I like knowing things, and I like when people come to me with a question and I can answer it and I can explain it in such a way where they can understand it.
So like that, teach people.
Yeah, that ability, like people saying, "Oh, I don't have to fix this," and then coming to me, "Can you fix this for me?" And me knowing how to fix it, fixing it, and it working. That is like that journey. Is just I love it. I love that.
Teach. You should make content about it. You should.
Can I swear?
It's YouTube.
Nah. Fuck them kids. So. No, I'm good.
Really?
Good. Yeah, no.
Do you find, like, I always if I can find, if you tell me something, I'll always push people to make content. I don't know why. I'm just like, you know how to do this? Make content. You know how to do this? Make content.
I like the idea of making content.
But when people say they don't want to do it, I always look at them a bit like, but why? Like, do you know right now, like, this is the day, this is like the time to do it. Like, there's so much money out there with just making content about a niche thing, for example. Especially like if you're educating someone, that's already you're giving someone value. Yeah. So people will automatically gonna wanna you're gonna make revenue.
But I know.
So I just don't understand why people say no. Like
the thing is I do want to make content. Like I've said, I've tried to do podcasts and stuff because I just think it's cool, right? But I feel like content creation and like entrepreneurship, right? It's been marketed and sold a lot to people, and I'm just like, there's literally nothing wrong with a 9 to 5. I've thought this for
the 9 to 5 slot.
I've literally thought this for like my whole life. I'm like honestly, I'm feeling now of being so stubborn of not trying, because the thing is I want to start a side hustle because I think they're cool and I have like cool ideas I want to try and do. But I'm thinking I might just try my hardest to become a millionaire working straight 9 to 5 to prove people wrong. Just say like I did for all my life. I didn't have a single side hustle, and now look at me. Like I'm doing very well.
But what I think I don't like about 9 to 5s is the fact that I think for me it's the dependence on someone to decide what my salary is. Okay. I feel like that's what messes me up, because it's like, who are you to tell me that I can only earn this much and you're capping me at this much?
They're the open market. Like if all the skills you have, if this is the value that people think it's worth, then that's just the price they're going to pay for it. Like,
but that's what I'm saying. But who sat down one day and said, yeah, you're worth this amount of money? Like, I just don't understand that. My brain just
like
just don't make sense.
So it's like, okay, so say now, okay, so say you have an editor now, right? So say this podcast makes, let's say £100, yeah, £100 an episode, right?
It doesn't. Disclaimer.
Yeah, okay. Let's just hypothetically, right?
Yeah.
So it makes £100 an episode, right? And the amount of time you have to put into it is a certain amount of time. So recording, setting up, production, editing it, all this is the amount of time, right?
Yeah.
So, and then when you break it down to how much you make an hour for yourself with the £100 per video, with all the time you put into it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And let's say you spend 20 hours editing.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've calculated that now 20 hours worth of editing will get you £100, right? But you can, if you pay someone £60, you can, what's it called? They'll edit it for you, and you still make your £100.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So now you're making £40, and you have 20 hours back.
Yeah.
So it's just, that's how people calculate. It's like, I have all these things, I make all this money, and this is how long it all takes me. If I can pay someone to do it quicker,
yeah,
and I'll still make a good amount of money for less, I'll do that. And people just find that balance of how little can I pay you to get the maximum out of you.
Yeah, see, I don't like that.
Yeah, but that's what the market sets it at. It's like we've decided that if we can pay all these people this amount and we get this amount out of them, then there are people who are willing to work for this.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, if no one wants to work for that, they're gonna have to raise the prices.
Yeah, 100%.
Of how much they're willing to pay.
And I think in recent years, you have seen people say, I want a pay rise, I need more, I'm doing this same amount of money.
Exactly.
So I think employers or big corporations are seeing that people are valuable.
Yeah, because and the thing is, I feel like people don't understand. I feel like people see themselves as, you have to understand that you work in a company, if it's a really big company, you are like just a cog in a wheel.
Yeah.
You have to understand that even if you take that cog out, the wheel won't turn as smoothly regardless. So it's a symbiotic relationship where like you are dependent on them to pay you. But if you get to a point where you are very good at your job, they are dependent on you doing your job well.
Yeah, 100%.
So that's like, so if you get enough skills, then they're more dependent on you than you are on them.
Yeah.
Because this place, like, I'm skilled enough that the minute I leave this place, I will get another job that will pay me more.
Yeah.
So either you pay me more or I go.
Yeah.
So, and people only ever see it from the other side, where this company is taking advantage of me.
Yeah, but sometimes they are.
Yeah, they are sometimes.
Yeah.
So get your skills up and take advantage of them.
But I also feel like what blows my mind is when you hear that someone is making this amount in a day, but that same amount takes a month. That's when I'm like, okay, so clearly, why would I stay somewhere where I'm only going to make that in a month when someone's making that in a day or in a week? And it's like, so why would I not give myself the chance to make the same money in a day?
It's also peace, isn't it? Because
it's a lot comes with being a content creator. Like,
a lot comes with it.
At least with 9 to 5, I feel like you can switch off. Once you turn off the laptop, well, depending on the profession, you can switch off and you can go to bed.
Honestly.
But now that I would call myself like a fully fledged, like I'm a content creator, like I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I'm always thinking of like the next thing.
Yeah.
So like, even with you, I was thinking about like, how am I going to make the questions interesting? How am I going to make sure that you arrive here safely? Like I had to keep checking in with you to make sure you're still coming. Whereas on 9 to 5, I don't have to do that. I just get my task and I do it.
Task and move on.
But even now I'm thinking, okay, who's my next guest?
And it's also security of every month. I'm guaranteed to make money.
Yeah, true. That is true. Yeah, that is 100% true.
It's just this peace and security. That's why people really work 9 to 5.
Yeah, 100%. Especially like when you have more responsibilities, like you've got kids or you've got a mortgage, and there's no real point of you. I mean, you can, but like, there's no point of you venturing out and being an entrepreneur if you know there's no like benefit or you might not make money this month.
Yeah. And another thing, if you, it's a system that you can game to make it very easy for yourself. Like there are people who have 9 to 5 jobs, right? And they'll be given a task that people believe takes a month to do, right?
Honestly.
Probably takes, and if you're really good at your job, you can figure out a way to do it in 2 days.
And you can literally start, if you're really quick as well, you can literally start at 9 and finish at 2. If you're really, really good at your job. But I don't know why they like to drag it out till 5. And it's not even 5 because you get home at 7.
But the thing is, like, if you do all your tasks, like, say, okay, this task takes a month. I've written a code or a bot that will complete it in 2 days. Now I can do anything I want for a month.
But I feel like they don't want. If people were to catch on, then obviously they lose out.
They do, but why would they catch on? Like, I'm doing exactly as I'm told. No one has a problem
Yeah,
with
but
it.
if you finish, like, let's say somebody does finish earlier than they're supposed to, then they're just loitering around, and then obviously big bosses don't like that.
Yeah.
Because it's like you're using resources, you're not doing anything you're not,
Yeah. But
and I find that very weird. Because I'm like, if I'm good at my job and I finish early, let me go.
No, but that's my point, right? It's like, if you're good at your job and you can complete a task that takes a month in 2 days, then you can do what you want with the rest of your month. And the company,
if the company lets you.
No, firstly, the company doesn't have to know, and it's one of those things where, like, how you're a cog in a wheel to the company, like, they don't really care, innit? They're not checking in on you like that.
It's true.
As long as the wheel spins when it needs to,
exactly,
they don't care.
Yeah.
So, and that's something you can use to your benefit, where life could be easy. Like, you see content creators that go traveling all the time. And things like this, right? If you're someone who does the task in 2 days, you can travel that month and no one will care.
Yeah, that's true.
As long as by the end of the month the task has been complete and you give it to them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like that.
Yeah, no, I like your way of thinking. I definitely feel like 9 to 5, I feel like the standard doesn't make sense because it's been working. It's been something that's never changed in society, and I don't think it's ever going to change. But I feel like with the way that society's changed, generations are coming up, people are like, okay, like, I don't necessarily need to work this many hours to get this much money when I can do something else. I think people should, if you have that mindset, because it's all about your mindset at the end of the day, if you can actually like be okay not having a consistent income for like a year, and you can be as organized as you can, then definitely do it. But if you know that, okay, you kind of like someone telling you what to do, you kind of like structure, you kind of like knowing that at 9 o'clock I'm in the office, by 5 I'm gone, continue your 9 to 5. I see 9 to 5 as like a stepping stone to what I want to do. So I just see it as a way to just fund what I want to do, and also like, if content creation does end up making me money, it's just two incomes better than one. So that's how I view it. But for me, I'm still just like, I just don't like the whole someone is telling me this is how much I can make. And also like, 9 to 5 is not as stable as people think. There's still redundancies, there's still layoffs, you could get fired. So it's not different than you being an entrepreneur, It's not as stable. And with the job market right now, I don't know.
Yeah. I'm looking for a job. I heard the job market's awful.
The job market is in the pits. I don't know what's happening out there. I feel like since COVID, like, it's just been bad. Like, I've seen so much TikToks of people saying...
actually, I do know why that is, though.
People...
Especially in tech.
Yeah, the tech lots of... Like, the Americans, I feel for them. Every day, someone's just getting cut.
Yes, because during COVID, a lot of people were using technology, right? Like Amazon blew up, things like that. So, and because of all this more income and more, like, demand, you need to increase your supply. So you need to get more resources.
Right,
people, right? But now that COVID's over and people are going back outside using technology less, the demand has decreased. So you have to let people go because you don't need them anymore.
But also, I think it's the money. Some people were just jumping on the tech. I feel like personally, some people were just jumping on the tech bandwagon because they knew they could make bare money. Because that's all I hear about tech. People are like, yeah, the money's really good.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so do you love the craft?
See, I don't know. Why do you have to love your craft? I
just feel like, why wouldn't you want to love your craft?
You have to love your craft?
No. Because I feel like if you love something, you'll do it better. I feel like for me personally, if I don't love something, I'm not putting my all. If I love something, I'm going to make sure I do it to the best of my ability. But you might be like, well, you don't need to love something to do well.
Yeah.
But I do, because that's my motivation. I actually can't lie. If I don't like something, it's not going to come out.
I just think that because there's not much I like.
There's
just not much I like. So, but I have to get through life regardless. So
100%. But then,
I'm not going to love my craft. I'm going to do stuff.
But why would you pick something that you don't love if you have to get through life? Like, you only got one life, so why don't you just do what you like?
Because I don't know what.
Okay, you don't like. You're the anomaly here. You don't know what you like.
Yeah.
I'm talking for the people that might know what they like. Like, if you know what you like, just do that. Why would you subject yourself to something you don't like for the sake of it? I ain't gonna do that. I only got one life in this life, and I'm not about to do it.
It's also the thing. It's okay not knowing what you like. Like, it's okay not knowing what you like. Like, it's okay not knowing what you like. Like, just do something. Like, if you like it or don't, doesn't matter. You have to get through life. Do something. Don't.
Okay, but then do something that you know you might like in the future. Like, you can learn to like.
Yeah.
You probably have learned to like cybersecurity.
I don't like it, but I don't dislike it, so I do it. I just don't do.
So what is the middle? So I think we need a term for the middle ground. Like, you don't like something, you don't not like it. What would we call that?
Life. I don't dislike life. I don't like life.
Oh
I'm
my
here.
goodness.
I'm here.
No,
I'm here and I'm chilling.
Tomatoes.
And
That
I'm
is such
enjoying
a
it.
cop-out answer.
Well, I'm not. I can't think of a. There probably is a word for it.
Yeah, I think so.
There probably is a word for it. Just like the uncanny valley of life, that bit in between.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like, it's not dislike. That bit, that's my bag. That's
Really?
where I like to sit. I'm deep in that bag, like the chips at the bottom. You know, I'm deep in it. I'm deep in it. That's what I like.
No.
I like being in that because I have. The way I think about life is, if I wasn't here, the world wouldn't be the same. Yeah, I'll explain it further.
Right.
If I wasn't here, the world wouldn't be the same. But if I wasn't here, the world would still spin on.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah. So, and thing is, both are true.
Yeah.
'Cause if I wasn't here, because you have to understand, every interaction you have factors into another interaction someone else has. So this interaction we've had now, I've told you some facts you could probably tell to someone else.
I will.
You can then tell to someone else.
Yeah.
So the world wouldn't be the same because this knowledge wouldn't be spread the same way.
Right.
But this knowledge would still be out there even if I wasn't here.
Just through someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like that. It's just a nice pocket to sit in where it means you matter and don't at the same time.
Yeah.
Like I matter because I matter to the people around me, and the way I've affected their lives has meant that they're affecting someone else's life in a certain way. And that might not be a big reason for me, but a little reason.
Yeah, that's enough.
Like every interaction comes from another interaction
100%.
that they're not even aware of, subconsciously or not.
So do you think this is sounding philosophical,
Philosophical,
but so original thought then.
Okay.
Do you think that's even, because you're saying that things are here regardless.
Yeah.
So everyone's original thought is not original because it's already here.
No, but the original thought is what you add to it. So it's like reboots and remakes and all this, right? It's like the IP is not original. Like this is something someone else thought of, but you're adding your own twist to it, so now it's an original concept. The little thing you inject in it means it's not the same as that. So this is original because it wasn't like this before, and it probably won't be like this after someone else adds their thing. So that's an original concept in time. So it's like, yeah, it's original, but it's not original. It's like that little pocket where nothing matters because it's both and neither at the same time. I live for that. I live for that.
Honestly, my head has just been spun.
Yeah. That's what
I still don't even understand what you're saying to me.
Really?
Like you're saying nothing and everything at the same. Like I don't understand how those two things can just coexist.
Yeah.
And not coexist at the same time.
Really? I don't know. It's just I don't know. It's just how I see the world, and it makes the world such like.
But I'm intrigued. Like I'm interested.
It makes it such a beautiful like. I just love the irony and like dichotomy of it, where it's this way and it's also the opposite, and
both can coexist.
Yeah, and both can coexist so perfectly.
Yeah, I'm still spun. I can't lie, I'm still spun, but I do like I like how it's making me think.
Yeah,
as like I'm now like thinking, wow, so this can exist and this can exist.
Yeah, and
it doesn't have to clash.
Yeah,
it just works.
Yeah, it's like
I like that. I'm still wrapping my head around it, but I do like it.
Yeah.
I do think there's a lot of I can't even word it.
Yeah.
But I like it.
And because I think of that, it's the reason I don't like anything and nothing really matters to me. Because it's like in this pocket, nothing, it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't in this pocket.
But I think maybe you should care about something.
That's what people tell me. No,
I think you need to care about something.
I try. Like it's like with my friends, right? They'll tell me stories and things, and it's like I don't really care about what they're saying, the story they're telling me, right?
You're wicked and bad. You don't give a nothing.
Your
friend could be saying that
can you let me land, please? Can you let me land, please? So I don't care about what they're saying, but because I care about my friend, I listen. Like, and because that's it. Like this story, literally, like it doesn't. Like I don't think it matters. Like I'm sorry your parents have died or anything, right? Like this is a bit extreme, but like I'm sorry your parents have died, but the way it makes you feel is completely valid, and I care about that feeling for you because you're my friend, right?
Yeah.
So I'll listen and I'll come for you to the best of my ability.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna get on with my life regardless.
Yeah, of course.
I'm gonna get on with my. I'm gonna get on with my life, and honestly, I might forget sometimes. Like I might interact with you and forget your parents are dead. Like it's just it. Like because to me it doesn't really matter.
No. Wait, hang on. I feel like that type of information you can't be forgetting. like someone's told you that the person that you're not gonna forget. No. I was agreeing with you.
You think so?
And then as I was thinking, I was like, no, because my friend told me that I would definitely remember that's happened. So I know to be sensitive.
Yeah.
Why would I? That's not information.
Yeah, to be fair, I have been told I'm quite insensitive at times.
Like, that's not information that I think you can just forget.
No,
I think that information would definitely stay with you.
Yeah, it will stay with me, but it's like
especially because you said you care. So you
I'll try, but it's like
just try. We need to see better. It's 2024.
No, because we can do is try, innit?
But I feel
like you can try and be better, but all I can do is try.
Wouldn't you want someone to care enough to remember the information?
Nah,
you tell
I'm
them?
okay if you don't. And I think that's what
I think I'm different to you.
Yeah. I think that's why I'm cool. I am the way I am, because if I tell you information and you do not care about it, like,
I'm not saying you have to care.
Like, but I'm saying.
But if you're my friend and I'm telling you something quite sensitive, I expect you to care enough to remember.
The thing is, I don't know. For me, what
kind of friendship is this?
No, the thing is with me, when I open up and like I'm vulnerable to people, in it,
it's not. Yeah,
and I know
to get there, right?
No, not really, because let me get there, because it doesn't, because I'm very like, I'm an open person, I'm quite open with the information I tell about myself, because it doesn't matter. Like, that's how I think about it. It's like, it doesn't matter, right? Like, it's like, when I'm going through a hardship, I will literally tell any of the friends I'm interacting with at the time. It's like, for a lot of people, they have a specific friend, they'll tell specific things too. That's not me. Everyone can hear about the hardships in my life and what's going well, because in the end, it doesn't matter. Like, it just is what it is. And so, like, if I'm going through anything, I'll just be like, oh yeah, I'm going through this. Can you offer any advice? And after that, I probably will never want to talk about it again. Like, don't bring this up again. Like, It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, I was going through it at that time. I've gone over it now. Let's move on.
I think I like the whole moving on aspect, but I think the whole not caring aspect,
Yeah.
I can't get
that's what a lot of people. A lot of people like, I like the moving on, but they're not caring, and it's just
like, I don't think I can jump from that one.
They like the effect. They don't like the cause.
Yeah, like I just can't fathom that I'm telling my friend something serious, and they're in the back of their head, I don't give a heck. What?
It's just
no. That's really, that to me is like,
it's just like
crazy. Like,
the thing is,
it's like, why am I telling you?
But the thing is, like, I won't behave like I don't give a heck.
Of course,
like,
you never know.
Like, I won't behave like that. It's just,
and that's the scary part.
But why?
Head, I'm thinking, yeah, my friend cares.
No, but
you're deceiving me.
Yeah, but perception.
Are you part of the pathological lie?
No, because I'm not lying to you. Like,
I feel like you are lying.
No, but I'll honestly say that if you want to hear that, it's just.
Because then I remember you told me, you know what? I actually don't care.
Oh, I've said that. So people like open up. I'm like, no. I'll be like, listen, like, I want to be honest. Like, I get your heart broken. Honestly, I don't care, but I'll be here.
No. If it's heartbreak, that one you don't have to care about. Because it's like, if I told you this guy wasn't good for you and you didn't want to listen, that's actually your business.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is the one where it's like the scenario we said about the
parents there.
I feel like that one is different because you only get one set of parents.
Yeah. You
don't get to choose again.
Yeah. Okay. I think it just comes from my lack of empathy, right? It's just because
something we need to work on.
Yeah. Okay. But it's like, because of that, it's like, I haven't lost my parents, so I can't really relate to that.
Yeah, of course.
And because
I'm not asking you to relate.
Yeah, no, but can I land, please?
Sorry.
Please. I feel like you're getting riled up with this. Sorry. Can I land, please? So, and because of that, it's just like, because I can't understand it, there's like a bit of me that just doesn't really like care for it. But I understand that this is a hard thing to go through, and because of that, I will do my best to care.
Yeah.
That's it. It's like, deep inside me, I know I don't really care, but I'll do my best to care because you're my friend, and I understand this is a hardship.
Yeah.
I can't fully understand it.